already gone through those fake agents and got 12, 15, 20 refusals,
Oh my
got
God.
bans, and then they come to us.
20 refusal
Oh, yeah, yeah.
कि अगर कनाडा का नहीं लगता तो जर्मनी का लगवा दो, जर्मनी का नहीं लगता कहीं तो भेज दो मुझे।
भेजना तो है
ये
ही।
क्या क्या करा रही है लोगों की?
ये गिरारी पंजाब में ही है. Can you imagine that when my counselors or when we talk to students, especially from tier 2, tier 3 town, and when we tell them, they say, कितने पैसे लोगे भी इसका trust है? We say zero. You know what the question, what we get asked back? They say कि scam किए जी ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ.
Oh,
One happy client sends us 10 new
I
clients.
agree. I agree.
So I overthink. This gray hair that I have is the
And-
byproduct of.
Just look at me, no hair. I'm
better.
I'm a overthinker's overthinker.
Yeah.
Today's podcast, this is not about visas. This is about life decisions. While we sit here in Punjab, in Chandigarh, we see a lot of people selling a Western dream. But who should leave? Why should we leave? And what is the right legal way to go about it? We have Karan from Sunrise International, who is the director of one of the finest companies who help people find a new dream. Karan, welcome to our podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. It's my pleasure to be here.
Absolutely, Karan. I have known you since nearly 2.5 decades.
Absolutely.
And it's so delightful to learn so much from you about your industry and why you have done so well, because every time I hear Sunrise I see clarity, and that is where it is extremely missing in this industry.
Yes.
So let me ask you a very direct question. The first question: why do people leave India, and who should leave?
That's a very good question. People leave for so many reasons. We see, so Sunrise does immigration and helping people move abroad under different programs. So someone, let's say the students who want to go abroad to study at a better university for higher education, that may be their purpose, just to get exposure for some time and eventually come back to India and contribute to their family businesses or get a job here with that global exposure. That's one. Second is professionals, skilled people such as yourself and me, who are looking to expand their horizons and go where their skill set is valued at a much higher rate, and they go abroad for that reason, and also for their families, right? They're young people. These are people that are in their 30s or 40s. They go there for their families and for their own wages as well. That's second. And third is, interestingly, we do at Sunrise high net worth and ultra high net worth investment based immigration and business immigration, where people who've achieved a certain stature in their lives, they will go in their 40s, 50s, 60s even. They'll go abroad via investment, just for things like safety, things like better air quality, believe it or not, and which is a
I think this is a
controversial topic.
dinner conversation these days.
Exactly. So that that dinner conversation ends up becoming a reality. I've
Yeah.
seen it. I've seen investors tell me this is the reason that
Yeah.
I want to go. I'm in Delhi. I've put 2 air purifiers and they're still working overtime, and
Yeah.
I've made it in life, so-called made it in life, but I'm still breathing
Yeah.
the same air. So sometimes it's as trivial as that for
Yeah.
that particular niche. And then of course it's just the quality of life as well. If you already lead an aspirational life and you go to North America, you can expand your business. It's a strategic move, and you can have a much better life for yourself and for your family. So those are some reasons that we see people moving abroad.
Having said that, in Delhi we can't even light up the tandoor. So I think that is a reason enough.
To go.
No,
That's
I
true.
think I'll be very open on this podcast that I have been to your office twice, making up my mind, getting my paperwork ready, and having emotions about continuing my remaining career and life, probably in US. And you have been very patient and given me each and every detail aspect. And there are certain ways we evaluate that why we need to go.
Yes.
Obviously, today air quality is one contributing reason.
Yes.
However, there are many. There's something that how we want to live a social life.
Yes.
How do we want to build a career? So there are probably 5 to 10 large, things which we need to think very clearly about if we are moving.
Yes.
If we are moving not for education, but for settlement,
That's right.
for immigrating.
That's right.
But yes, I have had those jitters. Mid 40s is something what we call
Midlife
crisis. To go or not to go, what to do, not to do, and how much is enough.
Yes.
So this is what the podcast is now. What is your X?
Zero. And what does X mean
What
to you?
X means to
Yes.
us? Yeah. Because I feel X is that tipping point where the pleasure and the return
Yes.
is at the peak.
Correct.
Sometimes when we start overdoing things to get higher returns, there you will slightly feel, because there's so much contribution and so much sacrifice going
Yes.
to attain higher number,
Yes.
you are losing your peace.
Yes.
So
What does peace mean
Exactly.
to you, and
Yeah,
what is the value of that peace?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
it worth going abroad
Exactly.
for? Yes.
Exactly. So that is where we try to figure out on this podcast, what is that X?
Yes.
What is that factor where you can derive a beautiful life?
Yes.
You can live happily,
Yes.
and you have enough financial freedom to sustain your lifestyle in a modern way.
Yeah, yeah. And I have a anecdotal example for you here for this. I have a client, or had a client, and they did, with God's grace, they were doing exceptionally well in the India region with their business. It was a manufacturing business that they had. And they were very, very keen to move to Canada specifically. And they led a very aspirational life in India. They owned Lamborghinis and Rolls Royces. So they had every material comfort one can ever think of and beyond. And but they were fascinated with the idea of moving abroad. And we helped them. They went through an investment migration where they had to invest 800,000 Canadian dollars, so about 5 crore rupees they had to invest in and be in Canada. When they finally got there, they were impatient to be there.
Yeah.
But when they finally got there, the first thing that they did, because in these countries, as you know, you have to develop even if you're a billionaire, you still have to develop a credit history to be in their system, right? So it's not always a wise decision to put 100% down on a property. So they ended up leasing a property for $20,000 a month in a West Vancouver. So I'm in Vancouver as well, and West Vancouver is like the Beverly Hills of the Vancouver area.
Right.
Most expensive real estate. They paid $20,000 a month living there. Got a palatial house overlooking the sea. All the whatever you can imagine, the best kind of a place.
The bells and whistles.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But in 3 months or 4 months, maybe I'm forgetting, they could not stay there longer. They wanted to come back, and the major reason was that certain comforts, like having a maid and having multiple staff, those are not very viable concepts or concepts that exist. They exist in the top 1%, but not in a lot of other people come for part-time and everything. But if you're talking about the kind of lifestyle that they were able to have in India, correspondingly, it doesn't translate exactly like
correct.
that. Right? So for them, that was a deal breaker, and they ended up coming back.
Yeah.
That's one example, but then we have so many other examples where people who realize that, to your point, you were saying about the X, what does X represent? What does your piece?
Yeah.
So those people, I have so many clients who settled 20 years ago, 25 years ago through our services. They're doing exceptionally well, but they don't want the bells and whistles. They're not trying to copy paste the same life from here to there. It's a different lifestyle. It's a different lifestyle, but the kind of peace that they've got, they look younger. When they went, they looked older because of the stresses of ordinary life. They, as a business person, you're a business person, I'm a business person, we get bogged down by 20 things coming at you, government, non-government,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
many
yeah.
things coming at you from all directions. But these people, they realize that their X factor was the peace. They're buying peace by going
Correct.
there. They've done well financially in
Hmm.
every metric of life. They own real estate, everything that you can
Hmm.
think of, but they had the right reason.
Hmm.
So they're doing very well, and they're
Hmm.
happy, and they're proud, and we are
Hmm.
proud of them, right?
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
looking at them, when
Yeah.
I visit them, it feels great that we contributed something.
So yeah, great,
So it's
great.
not for everyone. The
Yeah, yeah,
concluding point is it's not
yeah.
for
Yeah.
everyone, but the people who understand what that peace
Hmm.
means to them, and if
Hmm.
they're willing to understand that there'll be some sacrifices, you
Hmm.
can't copy paste the same lifestyle.
Hmm.
It's a fantastic option.
100%. So this is where I always, speak to my guests that X is not a number.
Yeah,
It is not only money. It is about an entire freedom gambit.
correct.
That sometimes, sitting with a smaller bank balance, but be able to have a conversation with the people you love,
Absolutely.
able to attend
Yeah.
a ceremony which you can't otherwise.
You can't, yeah, because you're walk
Because-
down again.
Yeah.
Everything, the
So-
ways of the world here.
So there are 100 ways, we can enjoy a life.
Yeah,
And what are those 80% things which you can attain?
yeah,
So that probably is what we all need to retrospect.
correct.
Uh, my another question to you is compared to a decade ago, what is the mindset shift you see in students or in immigration? And it's not about the policies
Yeah.
or the opportunities, the shift in mindset.
The shift in mindset for students in the last decade, I would say it became too obsessed with permanent residence. Students study abroad is the concept.
Hmm.
Study abroad used to be, the whole concept of this was that one goes, like I was explaining earlier, one goes abroad to
Hmm.
UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, so on and so forth. They go, they study, and they bring that knowledge back. There's
Hmm.
a
Intellectual,
reverse
yeah.
brain drain. It's
Yeah.
coming back to
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
You're getting that. India's getting that person back and that intellectual capital
Hmm.
here, and that's the whole purpose of study abroad. It's just meant to give you a global exposure.
Hmm.
Somewhere down the line, and this, I know you said no policies, but somewhere down the line, these countries changed their idea that we're getting in skilled migrants on point system. For example,
Hmm.
Canada has a point system, right, to get direct PRs. But they found out, their data told them that people who come in their mid 30s, late 30s are not able to contribute as effectively because their education is
Hmm.
from India or from another country, which
Hmm.
doesn't quite translate as well in a North American context.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So they opened the
Gateway.
gates
Yeah.
to permanent residents. They started dangling a carrot.
Yeah.
They said if you come and study,
Yeah.
then you get a work permit,
Yeah.
and then you can get permanent residence.
That makes a lot of sense for these countries.
It made it on paper. It made
Yeah.
a lot of sense, and it should have also made sense if it was done responsibly. But unfortunately, countries, these are countries like Canada's population is just 35 million people, right? So it's a very small. It's the second largest country in the world, but such a small population. So they thought that they need, and it's an aging population. They
Hmm.
need more young people.
Hmm.
But when it's uncalibrated, when
Hmm.
the strategy goes haywire at some point,
Hmm.
then you get
Hmm.
in the last 2-3 years there's been a lot of shift in their
Hmm.
political rhetoric.
Hmm.
But in general, the students last 10 years has been more about, will doing this program in this country get me permanent residency,
Hmm.
whether they needed it or not. So the reason of going for a student visa has changed entirely. It's
Okay,
no
the
longer
narrative is different.
is very different.
Ah.
They're no longer asking the questions, oh, what will I learn here? They
Okay.
ask, will I get PR here?
Okay.
So which
I agree with you.
Yeah, so
because because even at our age, nearly 25 years back, when I was exploring
Hmm.
to go for a higher education, to upskill, to get global exposure.
Yes,
These were the conversations.
absolutely.
And however, today I completely honestly agree with you that a study abroad is the stepping tool to get
PR.
to
That's the perception built now.
Yes.
Which is somewhat wrong because it gives a wrong expectation and wrong goal at the end. Students keep focusing, like from my perspective, so for Canada specifically, I'm a RCIC, which is regulated. It's a regulated profession to be an immigration consultant there. So I'm licensed by a government mandated body there to provide immigration law services. So from my perspective, I see students taking such wrong decisions because they feel that that wrong decision will lead to a easier PR, right? So they'll, for example, if someone were the way the policies were built, it was the students thought that doing a diploma program, which has a lesser value than a degree program after grade 12th, is easier because you could do it 1 year or a 2 year diploma and then apply for a work permit and then apply for PR. But in the process, you see, the end goal is PR, so they're skipping their whole part of getting a quality education, which maybe they would get PR. They did get their PR, but it limited their education potential, right? You're not gonna go back and do your bachelor's now. You still don't have a bachelor's, which will have impact on your career growth at a later time. So it just put the carrot out way too early for them to skip essential steps and not get the proper education that they should have.
So I think this is leading to a very interesting topic, because the mindset shift is attracted towards settling down and study abroad is the stepping stone milestone you have to achieve. So the vulnerability of the Indian student has increased to move out.
Correct.
Which means this carrot of settling down is being published by so many, fly-by-night immigration companies, which just open an office wherever they like, throughout the country.
Just put up a fancy board.
Run an Instagram or a Facebook campaign. There's zero credibility. And give them an attractive offer or something like that. And people will come. They will, I don't know, pay a fee, I don't know, pay something upfront. So how do you define why? And this is very clear fundamentally. There are a lot of people who are scamming.
Yes. I would say 80%.
80%?
Yeah. In this region, for sure. Punjab and Gujarat are infamous for having the most fraudulent fly-by-night operators that are duping people on a daily basis. And the government doesn't do nearly enough. There's so many loopholes in the system. Punjab has an act which is meant to regulate travel professionals, IELTS coaching centers, immigration companies, but it's largely toothless. It's more compliance for a company, but end of the day, have I ever seen anyone get penalized? Anyone egregiously doing wrong penalized? The answer is no. And this act has been around since 2014, I believe. So nothing conclusive has come from that. Chandigarh is semi-regulated. The Chandigarh police looks at cases. They're still better than Punjab, I would say, but it's still lacking. So a few years ago, I presented to the Punjab government. I gave them a report on what they could do. As Sunrise, I presented this report on what they could do to avoid very, very top of line fraud, at least. There's so much happening in the market that, to be honest, I'm doing this, like, as a company, we've been doing this for 30 years. I'm personally involved since 16 years. Even I would not know of so many different frauds, complex web of frauds that are happening. 100%. It's a very, very saturated market when it comes to fraud. But at least top of line things that are visible in a line of sight, that this is what they're doing. They're selling packages. You'll hear in the Punjab tier 2, tier 3 towns, you'll hear this word a lot, packages. We'll sell packages for 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs. It's bundled pricing, and it has, let's say the tuition fee is 5 lakhs and the rest is pocketed in some way, or showing funds or anything, but the student has no idea what type of documents are being sent. So the less the transparency, the less involvement of the student the more that these guys get to fleece people on.
How can we educate the eventual customer that you are walking into a company and you may not see a sunrise, you may see a sunset, and you will lose money?
Yes.
How do we bridge that, education gap, awareness gap?
It's a very interesting question, and I'll answer it again with a anecdote that we see on a day-to-day basis. So I'm very transparent, and Sunrise is very transparent in how we do business. For study abroad, specifically study abroad, if a student is getting admission in an institution that I work with, we work with more than 300 institutions all over the world. If they choose the institution that I work with, guess how much money I'm charging the student for my services. And my services are admission, I help them with their admission, I help them with their SOP, which is a statement of purpose to define why they're doing that program, and I help them with visa filing as well. What do you think I charge for those services? Just as a
lakh?
So I charge them zero, right? Because I get paid commission by the institution abroad, and I only get paid. I don't get paid just to recruit them. I get paid when I've helped them with admission, when I've helped them with visa. Once they've actually gone to that institution and are continuing to spend time beyond a certain duration, like if they go and they switch institutions instantaneously, I get zero, right? So my moat here is to focus on quality, give good quality, so that they're able to get admission, they're able to get a visa, that they're happy where they go. Only then do I get paid. Now coming back to that question that you were asking me, educating the market. Can you imagine that when my counselors, or when we talk to students, especially from tier 2, tier 3 towns, and when we tell them, they say, "Kinne paise longe ji is kam vaste?" We say zero. You know what the question, what we get asked back? They say, "Ki scam ki hai ji de vich."
Oh,
So
I just love this word.
Yeah. So the perception is that if you're not charging, there's
something hidden.
There's some kind of hidden. So even though we tell you, like I'm telling you on this podcast, we are getting commission. We tell the student we're getting commission. Nahi ji, but the other guy is charging 1 lakh.
How can you do that?
What is the difference? Either you're providing a substandard service, right? Or there's some kind of scam that you're going to tell me later on. So
sometimes charging, not charging money,
is a problem.
Is a problem.
So that's why I think educating the market is a very, very big challenge in this. They like hearing the word package. It's more understandable because 80% of the people are doing that. It becomes the norm. It's the ecosystem. Anyone that's in the 20% who does the opposite, instead of anything else, they say, "What's your scam?"
वो पंजाबी में कहते हैं ना, फ्री का ज्ञान वो कहीं और ही लेते हैं.
Exactly.
Completely focused. So again, coming to scam, 80%.
Yeah.
So can you name probably the top frauds or what actually happens?
You mean the companies?
No, not the companies.
The types of
frauds.
Okay. So funding is a very big one.
What is funding?
Funding is, let's say you're applying for a study visa. You have to the visa officer, you have to show that you have access, you or your parents have access to enough finances. You might have paid a partial tuition deposit in the university abroad, but you also have to show that you have access to enough funds to
sustain
yourself and to continue paying. Like if you're going for a 4-year degree, then and you've only paid 1 year tuition, then you still have to evidence that your family either has income or have savings, or what is the plan here? What is the financial plan here? A lot of students don't have, in an Indian, again, tier 2, tier 3, they don't have, banking is a very recent advent in India, right? Like I think it came after demonetization more. We used to get clients before that who didn't even own a bank account, right? So in those towns and villages. But now, even if they have the bank account, the tax returns are being filed at a very low end. They might have the cash, but their tax returns are very low, and then the bank balance is very low. So immigration agent, those 80% guys, they work with some fraudsters, and they'll work with banks,
Okay,
and they'll
financial
generate
insult. Okay.
they'll generate fake bank statement. They'll either deposit money into your bank account, wait 3 months or 6 months depending on the on that country's requirement to evidence funds. So let's say they'll put in 20 lakhs into your account, but that account's lock-in key is with them, and they'll wait 3 months and then generate a 3-month statement, give it to the student, apply for their visa under the package, charge 20-25 lakhs, whereas other consultants are charging 20-30,000, right? Make so much more money, and then once the visa is granted, then pull the funds out. That has resulted, that's such a perverse practice right now, and it's done at it's a epidemic level, that Australia, a country like Australia, which has one of the most sophisticated immigration systems, they flagged Punjab as a very, very red alert fraud, high fraud market, and they're looking at even genuine cases skeptically just because of the rampant fraud on these.
Okay.
So few bad apples spoil the whole lot.
Okay.
So this is one very, very major fraud that people, some immigration companies play.
What is the next?
The next would be that they'll do identity. They'll change your identity, file under a different. Let's say you've been banned. So certain times countries will ban you. By ban I mean, let's say you filed for Canada and you presented fake documents. They'll generate, which is also done by them, by the way. They'll generate fake documents. You didn't have work experience. They'll put a fake work experience document to show that, because countries like the fact that if you're gainfully employed, that means you're likely to come back. Countries are looking at those metrics. So this guy will fake that document for you, but all these countries also work with anti-fraud detection teams, third party, and their own departments as well. If they find out that you did do some kind of a fraud and this job letter is actually fraudulent, what they will do is they'll place a ban on you, which means you can't apply to that country for X number of years. So for Canada, it's 5 years.
Okay.
It used to be between 2 years to 5 years. Now they've made it as a standard 5 years.
Okay.
Australia also places bans. US will place a ban. Certain countries will place a lifetime ban.
Okay.
But now the problem is that there's such a huge diaspora that these people have some relatives or something and they have to go, or cha hega ke jana ta hai hai. So then they go to other agents who will even change their ID, their passport information if biometrics is not required. New identities.
Achha.
This is.
I've only seen this in movies.
It's very, very sophisticated. This is what I'm telling. I've seen so many strange things in my 16 years that nothing baffles me anymore. People come, this is what an agent did to me, this is what happened. I'm not shocked. I'm just sad. That's my reaction now.
Again, one thing I noticed, I know a few small because at my Soho, we had a few immigration companies, still have a few immigration companies who are operating in a small structure. I have seen some people approaching them कि अगर कनाडा का नहीं लगता तो जर्मनी का लगवा दो, जर्मनी का नहीं लगता कहीं तो भेज दो मुझे।
भेजना तो है।
ये क्या गिरारी है लोगों की?
ये गिरारी पंजाब में ही है। I've helped people from 150 countries. Like while I was in Canada, we have 2 offices in Canada. I service clients from countries where I didn't even know the name of the country, to be honest. Like a lot in Africa, West Africa, and so many other countries all over the world. And this garari that we're talking about is purely something that I've seen in Punjab. That kitte na kitte da page do. That is, I think it's a joke, but it's in our DNA as Punjabis that we are very fixated with the idea. There's some kind of it's a romanticism that we have to go abroad.
I don't know why the logical mindset kills us.
Maybe some kind of FOMO as well. Now Instagram enables it. Instagram is relatively new, but it enables it, right? You see your friends posting videos of beautiful countries, and they're living the life, and they see this, and now it's like, okay, even I have to go. If your reason is just FOMO, it's not a great reason, but the market exists like that.
Yeah.
But a lot of times the people who come to us are very serious about why they're moving. Like a doctor will come and say, I'm actually at my, like I've been working in government hospitals, I've been working at PGI, I've been slogging my ass off, and I haven't, you know, from a monetary perspective, I'm undervalued here in this country. Yes.
So I have actually noticed that कि एक फोमो, एक ईगो या कहीं ना कहीं हमारे मन में होता है that we need to be out there
Yes.
and somewhere,
Yes. Anywhere.
anywhere. You know, I have traveled.
Yes.
So you know, this I have honestly noticed here only, and कहीं नहीं है.
Yes. नहीं है कहीं पे.
But what you were mentioning about doctors and you know skilled professionals who feel they're undervalued here,
Yes.
and probably they will have a far better lifestyle and reward to return.
Yes. Yes.
So that makes sense.
Exactly.
That makes
the
sense.
reason is right to go abroad.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not just send me anywhere.
Yeah.
It's we get clients and we love those clients. They've done their due diligence, they've done their research. They say, I only want to go to Canada. I only want to go to Nova Scotia, a province over there, and I only want to work here. And this is how I've researched, and please now help me move abroad.
So that's clarity.
That's clarity.
clarity.
And that's a very good relationship and rapport that we're able to develop because the client is focused towards that goal and we are focused at what we do.
So one thing I'm not too sure about, but many immigration companies, they are hell-bent upon capturing the market, opening, immigration, offices every 20-25 kilometers. I have not seen that with Sunrise. Why is that?
We have a very different approach, and very good of you to notice. That's a very, a point that gets escaped. We have our offices the head offices in Sector 8 Madhya Marg.
Right.
In an area that's not known for immigration. Usually, you will find immigration companies will gravitate in the market where there are other immigration companies.
Right.
Right, like Sector 34,
34.
Sector 35. In Punjab, in Jalandhar,
Yeah.
there's a specific road where there's mostly all these guys. In Ludhiana, there's a tuition market where they congregate.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
so we take the conscious decision to stay away because we consider ourselves different. It's not elitist thinking, but it's generally we do things very, very differently. And you know this, you've seen us in we're not your typical form fillers. You're not going to see our Instagram. We are on Instagram, but you won't see us our staff dancing around for all the ridiculous stuff that happens, right? You'll see serious stuff coming in because we see ourselves more as a legal professional more than anything. We are subject matter experts. Once we know something, once we know, like our strength is our law knowledge, and immigration is all about law. How to apply it. Law is not always black and white in anywhere in the world.
Correct.
How we apply it, how we use it to the client's advantage. So certain visas that we do, I can assure you in entire India, there would be handful of people doing the same types of things. We do large amount of appeal work. People who have already been already gone through those fake agents and got 12, 15, 20 refusals.
Oh my God.
Bans, and then they come to us.
20 refusals?
Oh yeah. Like I was telling you, I've seen I think the largest number of refusals I've seen is probably 25 or 26 for just one country. Right? So they come to us and then they want to undo all that. And it's a very complicated, complex process because it's not just about putting fresh documents, filing forms, and that's it. We have to look at all those 25 refusals in the past. All these countries are very high tech. They operate on something called a unique client identifiers, right? Like as fraud from immigration agents and other parties, as that gets high, all these countries spend a lot of money on becoming more AI centric and detecting fraud as well, right? So they have something called unique client identifiers. If Tushar applies for a visitor visa in 2025 and puts information in the employment section that he's with My Soho as an example, and 2 years later he files another application, different application, work permit for Canada, he doesn't remember what he filled in the previous one, and now he doesn't mention my Soho. Because of the unique client identifier, the new visa officer, by law, a new visa officer has to be allocated to you. And when the new visa officer opens your new file, they'll look at your unique client identifier, be able to open the previous file, make a comparison, see, okay, he in 2025 he said this, but in 27 he's saying this. There's a discrepancy, therefore his credibility is low, therefore he's lying to us, right? So they're thinking in those directions now. That's so it's unringing all of that. When someone comes to us with that complexity, it's going into that level of nitty gritty where we're opening up all 25 refusal files and correspondingly, okay, what did he say in 98? What did he say in 2004? What did he say in this? And then mapping it all out as a cohesive strategy and presenting with a legal brief, presenting how that client ought to be represented.
So we choose to believe that you have only one head office.
Yes.
And that is in Sector 8 Madhyamak.
Yes.
To highlight that and to bring knowledge across the domain, how do you advertise yourself and how do you build your credibility that we may be the right partner?
That's a great question. We have this is a common knowledge within our industry associates. Sunrise has 1/5 the marketing budget of mid to large size companies in this similar space, right? Immigration. We get most of our clients through word of mouth, and that remains our till date. It remains our number one. We're on Instagram, we're on LinkedIn, we're on social media. We spend money on print ads, we spend money, but it is 1/5 what you would compare with a similar company our size or a larger company our size or a little bit even smaller company than our size, right? So it is purely word of mouth. The way that we handle, and I'm extremely proud of it. I puff up my chest when I say this, that when we have assisted someone, when they've seen the level of precision and the rapport that we've developed, not only with them, with their families, and we are with them post visa as well. It's not how you would walk into a tourist agency and fill in your paperwork. They just type in your information and send it, and it's a transaction. We're not transactional. We are very averse to transactional. We are very, very relationship oriented, and that's what gets us. They are our biggest brand ambassadors. The clients that we've serviced, one happy client sends us 10 new clients.
I agree.
So that has been, in 30 years of that goodwill has resulted in many, many success stories. We would have helped at this point more than 50,000, 60,000 people move abroad to different countries, right? So that imagine the goodwill that's created through them. Their children come to us, their children's spouse comes to us for spousal visa. So many different myriad of combinations that's what keeps us going.
No, I agree with you because I remember, I had recommended two of my acquaintances, one a friend, one an acquaintance who had reached out to you. Today they are well settled in Canada, and all because of Sunrise. So all three relations get ticked. I, as who recommended, I am happy that they found the right partner. They are happy that they got that recommendation.
Yes.
It moves away.
It's a win-win-win.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now, another thing which I've been wanting to ask you, जितने immigration companies है ना, they give an international address.
Yes.
जो किसी के घर का या दोस्त का या some random address for optics.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But you have established an office in Vancouver.
Yes.
Why?
So that's something that me and my partner Raval did for Sunrise. We wanted to have a office. We wanted to run it because we truly believe that we offer services. We were offering services to Indian nationals. This is interesting. We were only working with Indian nationals until 2016 or 2017. And then something strange happened where one client that we serviced from USA, who's an Indian national, she recommended to one of her friends in Mexico. She said, you should really approach this company. They helped me with my PR. They're an Indian company, but they may be able to help you. In that case, we did nothing for that case. It was one of those word of mouth recommendations, and that case came, and we felt excellent because now we're talking about we have the core competency of the legal knowledge of Canadian law, but now we're using Mexican knowledge as well. We're learning about that country, which is a professional enhancement for us, and we ended up servicing that client, and that client had a great experience. That really, was a light bulb moment that we have. Why are we only containing ourselves to India? If we are in Canada, we can open ourselves up to the world. The becoming a global company is a dream, and if we open an office there. And when we started the first office, we have 2 offices there. When we started the first office, we started from scratch. We had some goodwill from people who had already, so many thousands of families already settled around the area. So, yes, some low hanging fruit was there, but we still had to put our name. We couldn't take the same advantage that we had at home ground in Sector 8, Chandigarh, where people are coming to us from Jammu and Kashmir and other places. Over there, it was not the same. So we really had to put ourselves out there, leverage the relationships that we had. Like, one is a government college that we worked very closely with. They invited us. They said, you know what, because you've been such a fantastic partner. We won awards from them as the top education consultant in the world for like 3 years in a row. So we had a very strong relationship. They called us into the office. They said, you can promote your services to our students if you offer them a free consultation. We did that, and then one thing led to the other. Then we grew more and more and more, and eventually, as I was telling you, 150 countries is our last count that we've helped people
Massive.
from different countries, and no idea, like we haven't thrown marketing dollars there. Again, word of mouth. Someone's relatives that we helped from South Africa in Canada told their cousin who's living in Johannesburg, this is the company that you need to deal with. And then there's nothing hardly that we have to do for marketing or for sales. It's more like show up and showcase your knowledge, and then they're more than happy. And because it's such a relationship thing, it doesn't feel transactional. It works for us, and we've built that company over there as well into a powerhouse right now. We're doing very well. We have international staff over there. It's fantastic.
This is fabulous. I'm so proud to understand that 150 nationals, and it's all growing. Karan, tell me something. When people move abroad,
Yes.
it is the beginning,
Yes.
not the final chapter.
Correct.
Where does Sunrise fit here?
So Sunrise is with clients that I can tell you, even when I was not involved with the company, we helped clients move over 20 years ago or 30 years ago. I am in touch with people that we helped more than 25, 26 years ago, even till date. Anything that they need for their relatives or anything, they'll call us directly. But it's if on another front, if someone that I helped with their permanent residence today, and they call me 2 years from now and they say, Karan, we're experiencing a challenge in a not immigration way, but even something else that's maybe not even related, I will go out and help them. We are connected with our clients for whatever. Karan, I'm facing an issue in India for this paperwork. Based on your knowledge, can you guide what to do? Absolutely, I'll guide you on what to do. Right? Like that type of, and it's not only me. That's our brand ethos. We each and every person that deals, the counselor that deals with a human being has to be empathetic. It's not always business. You'll find this as a funny fact, Tushar. We have in good days, God is kind. We have 100+ walk-ins coming to our office on a daily basis. Organic walk-ins coming to us on a daily basis. We say no to 90 of them. We only say yes to 10 of them. When I say no, I mean, we tell them, okay, you may be eligible, but you're still not going to get through because of this. This is again something that ties the whole empathetic, being ethical. It's important for us to be truthful right from the beginning. If certain times we take risks, certain kinds who have 20 refusals, we don't assure them that on the 21st attempt with us they'll get a approval. We tell them, listen, we can go with this, this is a strategy that we'll go with, you might get a refusal, but we're upfront before we take their money. Same thing is even those walk-ins, we say no to them and we feel proud because we believe that we're helping them not waste their money. Some other agency will take their money. There's so much legal loophole that they'll say, yeah, we tried, but you still didn't get, we tried our best, what can I do? That's not the level that we set for ourselves. We want to do something that gives us a very good night's sleep. My dad, who's the founder of the company, told me this 16 years ago. I was an impatient guy saying, bringing in new ideas, saying, oh, we should do this. Why aren't we doing this? Why aren't we throwing money, advertising money on this, that, flana, timka? And dad said, relax. Dal roti vadiya hai kaake? मैं कहा हाँ जी. Then, and do you feel good at night based on the advice that you've given to the person? I said, yes. I said, this is the luxury in life. So it took me some time to digest that, but that's the ethos that I live from, and that's where the pride comes from, right? We're open. You'll always hear me be very transparent. This is how I am in real life. I'll tell you your risks up front. It's never about the sale. It's always about the connection and giving you the right advice.
So your dad 16 years ago told you your ex.
Absolutely.
That is that
most
moment.
Important one.
That is
That's
that
the
moment, yeah. Sometimes you realize it yourself.
At that moment, I didn't realize that was the moment. But today, with conviction, I think that's what keeps my moral compass in the right.
Aligned.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you also, just a random, throw in the dark question, Sunrise is a legally strong service-based immigration company.
Yes.
Do you also feel that you can be a by default family office for probably the top 10% of your clientele who resides outside?
We can be. Because we are such high on the trust markers.
Exactly.
We can dial into that, and we do to an informal degree. We do service. I'm so proud because of confidentiality. I'm not that guy who's going to say I've serviced this guy or I've serviced that guy.
Yeah.
There's a very discretion. Those people, the top 1% or the top 10%, they value discretion. So within that, we've helped people with their immigration or their expansion goals, sometimes professionally, sometimes informally. But you're right, that's something that could be a territory that we can explore more and get more into because we're about relationships.
2 questions. What are the last milestones which you are elevated about, professionally and personally?
Earlier, before our podcast, I was telling you, but for the listeners as well, one of the things that I'm so excited about, UBC University, I don't know if a lot of people know, University of British Columbia, is one of the top universities in the world. In Canada, it is ranked number 2. That university has appointed us as their exclusive partner for handling any student in the world who applied to UBC and was refused, their study permit, automatically gets triaged to us through UBC, and UBC pays us. The student pays nothing. UBC trusts us to that degree and trusts our legal competence to that degree that they're giving us every case, and we've already helped 100 plus countries for them, and we have a 84% success rate for people that were already refused previously. Not everyone's going to get a visa, that's the fact of the thing, but we've done a fantastic job for them. But that's a project that I'm very excited about because it's an institutional relationship, and as a business, of course it's being prideful, but also I want to develop those things. I want to develop that as a market, a B2B, with top tier institutions and help them with their bottlenecks. I'm solving a real world problem at an institutional level. That's what gets me going.
And this is a big milestone, and this is very unique.
Very unique.
It's
No
not a
one-
Me Too.
It's a exclusive
Exclusive channel,
partnership.
yeah, exactly. And personally,
Personally, I, of course, the cliched stuff, better health.
Yeah.
But I believe that I'm a very driven person. I overthink. This gray hair that I have is is the
And,
byproduct of.
just look at me, no hair.
It's better.
I'm a overthinker's overthinker.
Yeah. You got the gray and then it all.
Yeah.
No, for me, better health, taking less stress because we're in this high relationship and high anxiety business.
Expectation
that
business,
we come back home
Hmm.
with the baggage. So just to keep this very very
Leveled,
clear
yeah.
leveled, I think I need to be better at meditation. I need to be better mentally more healthy so that I'm able to contribute even more
Hmm.
to my clients in a more effective way. So
Hmm.
those are my personal
Hmm.
goals at this time.
Okay, I'm going to take you to another part of our podcast, which is a quick myth and fact buster.
Okay.
So I'll be firing you questions and you'll have to answer them. Is it a myth
Okay.
or is it a fact?
Okay. Cool.
So I'm going to read them out because. Okay. Moving abroad. So you can say a myth or a fact.
Sure.
Moving abroad guarantees a better life.
Myth. Big myth.
Mhm.
Yes.
Any licensed consultant is safe.
Do you need only one word answer?
Yeah.
Okay. Myth.
Correct. I agree. Canada, Australia, United Kingdom. Same game but different country.
Same game but different country. No. Myth.
Myth. If your file is strong, rejection cannot happen.
Myth. Very big myth.
Agents create visas. Clients just follow.
Myth.
Cheaper consultations means higher ROI.
Oh, myth.
Immigration is only for people with weak prospects in India.
Oh, myth.
And last, which I'm adding, is it IELTS or IELTS?
It's IELTS. But to relate better to the audience here, you have to say IELTS.
Yeah. And having said that, you can still have a successful immigration and a career.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So on that note, Karan, I have extremely enjoyed having this conversation with you.
Likewise.
We seldom get these moments to understand people's businesses, their mindsets, and what is the 0 to X about everyone all about. Thank you for gracing our podcast, and we look forward to seeing it on YouTube now.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you.